Essays on Untouchables and Untouchability Political by Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Chapter 4 2 E. I have already said that, to Manu, this division between those who are within the pale of Chaturvarna and those who are outside of it was a division which was real. It was so real that Manu calls those who were outside the pale of Chaturvarna by the name of Bahayas, which means excluded, that is, excluded from or outside of the system of Chaturvarna. It was a division to which he attached far reaching consequences. This division was intended to result in a difference of status and citizenship. It is true that all those who are within the pale of the Chaturvarna are not on the same level. Within the Chaturvarna, there are Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, and slaves, all unequal in status. Still, they are within the Chaturvarna. Those within the Chaturvarna have a status in the eye of the law of Manu and a respect in the eye of the public. Those outside of it have no respect in the eye of that society. The difference is also one of citizenship. Those within the Chaturvarna have rights to enjoy and remedies to enforce them. Those outside it have no rights and no remedies. This difference between those who are within the Chaturvarna and those outside of it have a kind of resemblance to the difference between civics, that is citizens, and peregrines, or hostes, that is non-citizens, in the early Roman law. The early law of Rome was essentially personal, not territorial. A man enjoyed the benefit of its institutions and of its protection not because he happened to be within Roman territory, but because he was a citizen, one of those by whom and for whom its law was established. The story of the early Jews Jetuim was that a man sojourning within the bounds of a foreign state was at the mercy of the latter and its citizens, that he himself might be dealt with as a slave, all that belonged to him appropriated by the first comer. For he was outside the pale of the law. Under the Jews, civil, the private rights which were peculiar to a Roman citizen were summed up in three abstract terms: connubium, commercium, and actio connubium was the capacity to enter into a marriage which would be productive of the palua potestas and agnation, which in their turn were the foundation of interstate succession, guardianship, etc. Commercium was the capacity for acquiring or alienating property. Actio was the capacity to bring a suit in a court of law for the vindication, protection, or enforcement of a right, either included in or flowing from connubium or commercium, or directly conferred by statute. These three capacities were enjoyed only by Roman citizens. A non citizen was entitled to none of these rights. The end.